Like a birthday of Shiva you can say or something. How can it be? Because he's eternal. He's all the time there. So what demarcates today's celebration is the establishment of Shiva on this earth. In the material sense, every matter has been created with a deity, and that deity is established in that matter as you know. So when it was thought by Adishakti that first we must establish Shiva. Without Shiva you cannot establish him. First he is to be established because he is the absolute. So you have to establish Shiva. And now what should we do? How to establish him? He is the God of Tamoguna. He is the cold. He is the God of all that is not active. So first of all, this earth, when it receded from the sun, which was very hot, was taken very near to the moon. The moon is the brother-in-law of Shiva. So it was taken so close to moon that the whole earth got covered with ice. And it was then gradually moved towards the sun. When it was moved towards the sun gradually, then it started melting. And the point that did not melt at all was the point where Shiva was to be established. That was predestined, that spot. And that spot is the Kailash. The ice never melts. And if you see, the whole mountain is like the face of Shiva. The eyes, the nose and everything you can see clearly jetting out, and all the year round it keeps its shape as. That is how Shiva was created, and he was placed in a witness state as the spectator of all that happens on this earth, facing towards the Kundalini of the universe, which they were going to place in India. So he is facing towards the south. He is looking at the south with both the hands like this, like a spectator watching the spectacle of the Adi Kundalini. That is how Shiva was created. So, though we say that the heart of the universe is England, still Shiva resides on top of this earth now. This is the sea. Like you have got the seat of Shiva on top of your head, but he resides in your heart. In the same way, Shiva belongs to this place. And he looks at the whole body from this point. So the feet are the south, this is the north, this is the east, sorry, west, and this is the east. That is how we can see the whole map of the universe or the world that is. So now, Mr. Beta,
sit down.
Don't stand up. Listen to my lecture now, don't take photographs. You must listen to my lecture attentively.
Yes.
In a meditative way, you must listen to me. You must make full use of me, isn't it? You should be meditative. Then you can hear me very clearly. You don't have to bother. You have to be meditative.
So this is south.
So you are facing towards the south as a witness. Just now somebody told me that in the south people put their head towards the south and put their feet towards the north. I mean, imagine. The feet are put towards Shiva, who is on the north. Kailasha is in the north, isn't it? It is not in the south. So why put your feet towards the north? I mean, one must use logic. These Brahmins have told you all these stories and you are doing just the opposite. That should not be done. Sometimes I feel God saved this country from Brahmins. They are everywhere now. They are our rulers, they are everywhere. And they have no idea what Brahma is. If they are real Brahmins, I am sure one day the real Brahmins will be in charge of this country. So now, when we understand that Shiva is the first thing that is established in the matter, then in us also first the Shiva is established. When the fetus takes its form, the throb in the heart is the establishment of Shiva. That is the sign that Shiva has been established. In case of people who are born with bad heart or with trouble, one has to say that Shiva is not fully established. Not that they are bad people, but they are not supposed to live for long and have to have another heart later on maybe, or that there might be some sort of a problem in their previous lives, and if they pay attention to Shiva Tattva, their heart can be cured. So the most important organ in the body is the heart. If the heart fails, you cannot remain. So the most important thing is to look after your Shiva principle, which is the earth. We are worried about every sort of mundane thing. Worried about this, worried about that. But we are not worried about our spirit. This is the biggest problems with us. If you worry about your spirit, if you pay attention to your spirit, the whole universe then vibrates with Parabrahma, which is nothing but joy. So without any attention to spirit, if you think we can enjoy life, you cannot. You cannot enjoy your life if you pay attention to other nonsensical things and you do not pay attention to your spirit. The complete silence comes into us only through spirit. If a spirit is awakened within us, this silence starts working and you feel extremely relaxed and absolutely one with yourself. There is no problem. You don't seek other things that normally people seek. You seek your own company and you want to be sometime with yourself. Only thing that you seek after finding your spirit is the company of other Sahajogis who also have found the spirit. So there's a rapport established between spirit, that is in the heart. And this spirit is the universal being within us, about which I have told you, that once you become one with the spirit, you automatically become universally conscious. There are so many qualities of the Shiva Tattva, of the principle of Shiva, that I need not tell you. But today I will tell you another dimension which I have not touched so far about Shiva Tattva. The physical aspect of Shiva Tattva is that such a person is a cold type of a person. In the sense that such a person is not a person who gives hot vibrations, but who has too much of it sometimes, not in balance, who overdoes it, develops a kind of a temperament which can be extremely cold. Could be low blood pressure with it, could be diarrhea also. Diarrhea also one can get with too much of spiritual stress. And also could be on the plump side because of the left side. Because left side is the kapha, as we call it. Kapha is the phlegm that is more. Because the left side is more, such a person is always apt to catch cold and has problems of the pores. So such a person has to protect oneself from getting into colds and things like that, and the methods to be employed are to be learned to surge over. But to give it a balance, the spirit itself is beyond health problems. But the left-sided person who always thinks of the spirit also can become one-sided when he has to live on this earth. He has to be a balanced person. So he has to take to another side, and that side is the activity of the spiritual growth within himself. A person who is very spiritually developed cannot exist as a Shiva Tattva on this earth. He has to exist as a balanced personality. And when he starts developing that balancing within himself, the spirit from his heart starts rising and goes on top of his head. So this is the second stage where one has to be. Here is the whole collectivity. So when you start taking your love and affection into your central nervous system, you can say, and put it on top of your head. That means as soon as you put it in your Virat, when it starts spreading through your Virata Shakti, through your collective being, then only you are a complete person. Otherwise you are a Shiva Tattva. Shiva Tattva exists whether this universe exists or not. It exists even when the whole universe is existing, even when it vanishes, it all goes into that, merges into that Shiva Tattva. So a person who has a spiritual hankering must know that to raise your Shiva above the heart level, he has to raise it gradually onto a very detached method of existing on top of the surface, where there is a complete balance. Complete balance. Many people I have seen in Sahaja Yoga are extremely loving, nice, very sweet persons. Like in Delhi, I would say people are not so harsh as in Bombay. Bombay people could be harsh, Pune people are little harsh also. But Bombay and Pune people are deep. The reason is they have balanced themselves a little. And they have gone above their heart feelings like sympathy. Don't be unkind to somebody, don't say anything harsh to somebody. Can be very, very funny also sometimes. Like yesterday I was sleeping in the place where you always sleep. Now if I was in any Bombay or Pune center, anywhere, you can't hear any voice, anywhere, nothing. Like a lion, like a tiger is in a forest, nobody will hear your voice. If there's a tiger, you can know for miles together there's a tiger somewhere. It's so silent. But if I am in Delhi, then everybody's talking. Somebody was talking about money, this, that. The whole time the jabbering was, even the Sahajogis from foreign had become Delhi Sahajogis. They were all talking so much, I was surprised. How did they take to this talking so much there? All were talking jagar jagar. On the contrary, if I am sleeping there, you all should have been in meditation, sitting down and doing meditation. Instead of that, everybody was busy with all the possible nonsensical topics as if they have no other chance to talk. And they were all jabbering, jab, 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 jab. I didn't know what to say, and I didn't know what to express. But this is what one has to know, that unless and until you raise your sympathetic attitude, like you tell somebody something, I have had such a problem in this business, say example, like this. I mean, what a topic, but it doesn't matter. If you start, I had a problem in this one, the another one, yes, I too had, see the sympathies. I too had such a problem, these people are so bad, that happened, we had the same problem. They talk. They are all, you see, talking about things which are irrelevant to Sahaja. Even relevant to Sahaja Yoga, you should not talk when I am there. I have to make humble request to all of you that the way you people sometimes behave is not good and is not congenial to Sahaja Yoga. Even to keep your mouth open in my front is not a good thing. And I don't want to tell you in such details, but it is so many things are there that you have to learn before you raise your Shiva Tattva from your heart. You are good at pleasing people, of organizing, you are excellent, you organize very well, there are no quarrels. Sahaja Yogis in Bombay quarrel quite a lot, and even Pune Sahaja Yogis are quarrels. But I must say Pune Sahaja Yogis are very deep, and Bombay Sahaja Yogis are very deep. Individually, they have achieved something. Now they have to go further than that, is to go a little bit in the heart again. This is the second descent they have to feel more that way, because that way they are very, very strict with people. But you see, certain amount of strictness is to be accepted. For example, if somebody is told, don't touch mother's feet, one feels very bad. But this is a very mundane sort of an understanding of the mother. If she says, don't touch my feet, that's what you are supposed to do. You have to do exactly what will please me and not what will please you.